What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me on these analysis. We're going to be looking at MicroStrategy, going over some indicators, some technical analysis, and going over a couple Bitcoin related charts. So we've been writing down this downward sloping trend line since the inauguration. We've had multiple bounces, 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We broke out, got this initial retest, pushed up, and it looks like it failed. It probably ran into a golden zone on a smaller time frame. That's exactly what it did, right to a golden zone. I didn't look at this prior either. We ran up to this golden zone, 618 to the 0.5, and pulled back. It just looked like there was about half of the move down. It looked like it was about half. That's why I just guessed the golden zone. We pushed down further. We fell beneath this key level of support, acting as resistance, and now we've pushed back above it, and we're looking good. Yesterday's price didn't really move much, but this is a bullish candle right here, so this is a good sign. Let's see how today plays out. Definitely, I would love to see by the end of the week a close outside of this downward sloping trend line. That's the next key level that we need to focus on. That's where all of our focus should be on MSTR charts right now. We should be focusing on this downward sloping trend line and this level right here, 282 to about 293. We want to hold those, and we want to hold this gray trend line in bottom of this channel. So if we can get above this downward sloping trend line, we probably have a little chop at 342, and then we're going to meet serious resistance at about 395. I would take a guess, anywhere from 390 to 422, because it's a larger time frame or a larger scale golden zone. So when you pull from here to here, this is in a bearish direction to keep the trend going. It's right on a golden zone, and you guys know what happens at the golden zones. It's a strong level of support and resistance, so it's going to support price in a bearish direction. But if we get above that and get a retest, I think it's going to probably go crazy after that. But things are looking good overall. We held this level very well off of this retest with this upward sloping trend line. That was a beautiful play, and we're just waiting to see this double bottom hopefully play out, or triple bottom, however you want to call it. But it's looking very bullish right now. In terms of the SMAs, we got to close above the 20 and the 50. Perfect. And on the daily, you can see the 20, the white and blue, just started pushing upwards a little bit past the 50. So we're starting to get a nice little golden cross here on the daily, 20 over the 50. We love to see that. Very bullish sign right there. It allows price to really start getting going. As you can see, we've had fake outs prior, but that's usually a good sign, especially when you're talking about the Bitcoin seasonality and where we're at in the cycle. This could be the start of a large move, but we'll see. Nothing's guaranteed. This thing can drop back down in a heartbeat. On the weekly, another reason why this downward sloping trend line is going to be key is because you have this trend line along with the 20-week SMA, which is a huge level of support and resistance. And we did get a bounce off the 50 down here. So we bounced off the 50, and now we're headed to the 20. We need to get past this last obstacle, and on the weekly, we'd be pretty much free from here on out, which would be a great sign. On the daily Bollinger Bands, it looks like it's in the exact same spot as their 20 and 50 SMA. We got a bounce off of that, so that's even more confluence underneath the price, and got a nice little push, but we'll see how the week plays out. On the weekly, another reason why this is a key level of support, you have confluence over price. You have the downward sloping trend line, you have the 20-week SMA above us, and you have this Bollinger Band right here on the weekly. So you have some serious resistance over our head. So once we break out, it's probably going to be a sharp move, hopefully. On the RSI, we're looking very good. We got our inverse head and shoulders playing out very well after we broke above this yellow moving average. And let's see if we can keep that momentum up to overbought territory and showing an increase in strength. On the weekly, we're looking very good. It looks like we're starting to create higher highs and higher lows. As you can see, a little trend being formed at the moment. we'll see how it continues. Let's see if we fall underneath it or if we hold that and we break above this yellow line, retest, and move up higher. That's what we want to see. On the daily MACD, it's playing out exactly how we wanted it, where we got this little pullback, created a nice little bottoming pattern, a little W right here, double bottom, broke above the orange, and now we're starting to see that increase in volume and starting to see these green candles starting to form. We'd love to see that. And on the weekly, we're still in the same position. We're starting to see the blue curl up, and we're seeing a nice, consistent downtrend in volume to the downside. So eventually we'll start seeing the volume increasing to the upside. So hopefully this can be a continued thing and we start seeing the green candles forming up and to the right. Take a look here at the Bitcoin chart. We're looking very good here. This may have been the bottom, we'll see. This could be a leg down further. We're still not sure, but it looks like we did break out of this trend line that was respected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And as you guys know, the more you touch a line or support and resistance, the weaker it gets. So we were chipping away little by little and we finally broke out. So let's see if we can get a sustainable move. Short term, we have a minor level of resistance above our head at around 88,200 to about 87.5. And if once we break that, we're going to have a major level at 92.5, 92.7 to about 91.5. Now this is going to be the most important level because once we get back in here, I think it's game on and we're back to trending in this range here. And then you can start seeing these large moves within days where you go from 92 swinging up to 105, 106, whatever. So you can see I was swinging back and forth multiple times. So we want to get back in this range and start repeating this and then of course move up higher. But we got to focus on one thing at a time. So first thing we want to see on the upside is break this one, and then so on. And to the downside, we still have the same levels, a minor level of resistance here, support, and we have a long-term trend line here that has been established since March 2021. You can connect the highs here with this local high that we just broke, and it lines up perfect with these bottoms. So, and it looks like that's potentially where we bottom. We did touch that same line 3 times. So we tested it multiple times and said, hey, this is a strong level. Maybe this is time for price to move up and we get away from this zone. And it looks like it's playing out pretty well. But if we do crack that line, then we're back to this local high, which we do not want to see. On the SMAs, we are above the 50-day, barely, but we are above it. We closed back above on Monday and we opened up here on Tuesday. So let's see if we get a move up higher. This 3-day wick right here. So I was thinking on a short-term level, if we could get a break and close above this, I think we can definitely make our way up to this short-term level right here. So if we can get a close above this wick, I think that's going to be huge. But we're just waiting to see, of course. We're still looking good though on the SMAs daily. On the weekly, we are nowhere. We're just dead smack in the middle. So nothing really to see. And global liquidity just continues to rip higher. It is, I just think it's a matter of time before we take off. We're getting a slight downtrend, but it's probably just a minor pullback like we've seen. But this thing's been ripping higher. So the last pump up was Friday. We went up a little bit on Monday, and then now we're coming back down. So let's see how it plays out. We're currently 104 days out. I keep saying it, but I think we're inching closer. I don't know when that time is going to be. Could be a month, could be tomorrow, could be tonight. But we're definitely getting close to that window. Maybe the bottom's already in. Maybe we're already halfway to this first minor leg here. We'll find out with time. But I think things are looking good though overall. On MSTR divided by Bitcoin, we're looking very good. A breakout, retest, and now we're pushing up higher. On the SMAs, we're looking even better. We got a golden cross, and now we're holding that 20-day SMA on MSTR divided by Bitcoin. On the weekly on MSTR Bitcoin, we broke above it, closed, got not really a retest, but we're holding above it. Let's see if we can break above this 39 level right here and break above this wick and get a nice little move up. The VIX has been going down, which we love to see that. It's down to 28 right now, 28.9. It was a lot higher earlier in the past couple weeks or past week and a half. I think we got up to like 50 something, which is insane. Now back to 28, we're getting back to normal levels. Once we can start hitting the 20s, you know, mid-teens, that's going to be ideal. S&P 500's not really reacting too much. It's up 0.49. Usually you get like a larger move when the VIX has a severe drop down. You usually get a sharp move up. We also have seen the dollar drop significantly, which can be very bullish for Bitcoin. On this chart here on the Bitcoin divided by VIX, we've had our touches, and it looks like we're just repeating that same move here again. And on each of these pullbacks, we pull back to the 886 on the Fibonacci, on the first one, the second one, and the third one. So let's see if we get that move up higher and kind of repeat what's happened previously. On this entire move here, we are underneath the Fibonacci golden zone right here, the 0.6 to the 0.5. So we do want to see a break above that, close and retest, and see if we can push up higher. And once we can get that bounce off of this, we can start getting a lot more bullish, and maybe we can hit this target that we have up higher. And on the last move, we had similar price action, but we never really fell underneath the golden zone as much. So maybe that's part of the reason why this is taking a little bit longer to take off, because we do need to break through this golden zone level. Prior, we were kind of just bouncing off of it, using it as support, and now we're kind of just, it's only been resistance for a majority of this time now. So we were bouncing off of it, we fell underneath, and now it's been resistance. So let's see if we can get that move to about 376 on top of that, and then bounce off. And then we have another golden zone that we need to break through. That's all I have for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.